Welcome to the Home-Centered Life podcast, where we seek to slow down, opt out of anxiety, and live an unhurried life. We're so glad you're here.
Journey alongside us as we learn about homesteading, homemaking, and living a more simple, home-centered life. Because we think the richest life possible is centered around the home.
Welcome back to the Home-Centered Life podcast. We are so glad you're here. As always, I feel like we don't say that enough, that we're just glad you're on this journey with us. And hopefully every episode is a little bit of encouragement for you guys on your own journey of living a more home-centered life. So along those lines of journeying to living a more home-centered life, today we're going to talk about this idea of flattening the happiness curve. So this concept, I didn't even really understand what it meant until we started trying to do it in our own life. So first of all, I want to talk about what that means and then kind of share a little bit of our own journey of how we did that. I feel like it changed everything for us, really. And then hopefully share some encouragements and ideas for those of you that need or want to do that as well. Yeah. What do you think, babe?
I love it. We're using a term that we found somewhere. Do you remember where this comes from?
I don't actually.
Meet the Frugal Woods.
Oh, yeah. Love that book. So good. Meet the Frugal Woods.
That was the first time I had ever heard it said quite that way. And it was one of those moments where as soon as she said that or wrote that and we read it, I immediately felt like I understood what she was talking about.
Yeah.
And I immediately wanted that.
Yeah.
Wanted to flatten the happiness curve. And so I feel like ever since then, that was the summer of 2020 that we read that book. Ever since then, we've been, I feel like, on a journey of progressively more and more flattening the happiness curve.
Yeah. How would you describe it or define that term, flattening the happiness curve?
Well, it's easier to define it by establishing how I think a lot of people live, or at least how I lived, and sort of how that was not.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe define what it's not.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's easier to define by defining what it's not.
That's
so
good, yeah.
For me, and this goes way back, I mean, we could go all the way back to like junior high church retreats. I went on those retreats because I wanted the highest of high mountaintop experiences. And I think a lot of people experience that, like, oh, just like the next vacation, or even on a smaller scale, like, oh, just everybody's working for the weekend.
Yeah.
Great song, terrible way to live, though.
Yeah, right.
And I am guilty of that. And the goal of flattening the happiness curve is more that each day is like 1% better than the day before, but that the normal day is the best day possible.
Yeah.
Not because we pull out all the stops and do all these extravagant things, but more like just little by little, we're living this steady, sort of sturdy life. And if you look up close at a curve that is on a 1% gradient, it looks flat. But you zoom out and it's like our life today is so much better than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's not because we had this one life-changing experience, go all in, massive action, burn the boats. It's just like each day 1% better.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more James Clear than it is Tony Robbins.
That's good. For those of you that don't know those guys,
just go read their books.
Yeah.
One's more of a massive action, change everything right now. And the other is like 1% better every day.
Yeah. I love that. I love that reminder, because I feel like that's a really good way of describing it. It's like what it's not and the journey of what it is. And it reminds me of two things. One is just I'm reminding myself of the way we used to live. And like you said, the other thing I'm hearing you say, and that I think people are resonating with, is like, oh man, like, yeah, I do live for the weekend, or I do live for the vacation, or I do live for the day that I'm retired, or the fill in the blank thing, or when I make this much money. And not that, again, I don't think we're 100% there yet, but we have been steadily getting towards a life that every day we love. And I remember, especially when I was working, I think it was when I was working as a barista. And, we'd just gotten married. It was just a JOB job that I got, and it really was not a good fit for me. And I really did not enjoy it. And I just, I feel like every day I just waited. I just was like counting down the days until our weekend together, because, we weren't spending a ton of time together. I mean, we were doing life together in the evenings a little bit, but even just like I had one night where I had to work until 10 p.m. and that was another day that we weren't sharing together. And so I would like hold on so tightly to our weekend time, because I'm like, this is the time that it's going to be so good. And I remember the other thing about that is, and I'm sure like this happens to a lot of you guys out there, when you're waiting for this thing, this vacation or this next job or this retirement, is like your expectations are never going to meet the reality. And so I remember we would have these weekends together, and I would put so much pressure on this time. And I felt like I would always be disappointed, because it was my own inability to just like live each day better. And I remember it like being hard for you, because you're like, I have to make this perfect weekend. We're like, this is our 2 days together. We have to make it perfect. And man, I kind of forgot about that whole season of our life.
Yeah.
That was a few years, I feel like, of life. And, man, I don't know. What are you thinking of as I share those things, or what are you remembering?
Yeah, so many things. I think and again, I'm guilty of this. And even now, I still struggle with this. I do think most people struggle with just being present. I think we're either, physically present in the moment, but we're either in our brains rehashing the past or looking forward to the future or catastrophizing about the future. But there's very little just like here and now and contentment.
Yeah.
And so when we say flatten the happiness curve, it's not that we're not looking forward to stuff and we don't have goals.
Yeah, totally.
But it's kind of like healthy interdependence. That's like, I'm okay by myself and I'm better with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Flattening the happiness curve is like, I'm content here and now, and I'm looking forward to what's coming.
Yeah.
But what's coming is not so like a 7-day cruise to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
It's more like, we're getting some more chickens.
Yeah.
And we're doing stuff. And part of living a home-centered life is we are looking forward to things, but we're looking forward to things that are going to happen here and are going to layer into our daily life.
Yeah,
so not a cruise for 7 days, a milk cow forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of the difference. It's we're trying to augment our daily life instead of hanging our hopes on something that's way off in the future.
Yeah.
Because you're right, it puts a ton of pressure on that thing. The cruise has to be perfect.
Yeah.
Because I've been saving and scraping for years. And, I've heard it called the deferred life plan, where people are just waiting until they retire to actually live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Similar idea. So on a micro scale, it's more like working for the weekend or your next vacation. And on a macro scale, same idea, but writ large is grinding until you retire and then trying to live.
I know that whole concept. We know people that are in their early 30s that are working crazy numbers of hours a week, and they're missing out on so much life with their little kids. And I think, I don't even know what they're waiting for exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, this is not a judgment. It's more just like a sadness. I see like, man, your family's right here waiting for you to live alongside of them, you know? And it's more of that, like, okay, I wonder why people are making that choice. I don't even think it's a choice. I think it's something they've maybe fallen into.
I want to find the right word, because I want to be careful, because I want to share what I'm thinking, but not, it's not intended to be a judgment. The thing that I'm curious though to see like how this plays out is people who are on that deferred life plan.
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to flatten the happiness curve. They've placed the whole of their happiness at the end of the rainbow, like age 65 or something. Or maybe even it's not quite that far. Maybe it's more just like, oh, I just got to like hustle for 10 years. And when I'm 40, 45, I can take the foot off the gas pedal a little bit. What I'm seeing though is younger people, 20s, 30s generally, they have a kid. They have a second kid. They're hustling so hard. And whatever the finish line is, 40, 45 or 65, they decide to stop at 2 kids because they're overwhelmed. This is what's fascinating to me. I'm not saying you have to have more kids. You don't have to do anything. But when you don't have any more kids because you're hustling so hard and everything's like just already kind of coming apart at the seams, that's interesting to me. I feel like I wonder, I guess. I'm curious if people had a little bit more margin, a little bit more space, if they would maybe be like, no, we won't. We do want to have more kids.
Yeah.
But they're pedal to the metal until they're 45.
Yeah.
Well, then the window is closed.
Yeah.
And then it's not that 2 kids is bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't just affect like quality of life, happiness. It like affects how many humans you decide to bring into this world. It's a big deal, I guess, is what I'm going after. Like when I see people max out, but it's not because kids are that much work. It's because they're pedal to the metal, trying to hustle to some finish line.
Yeah.
Instead of just figuring out how to be content.
Yeah.
And flatten the happiness curve. I don't know. Yeah. It's something I'm thinking about lately.
Yeah, it's good. I don't have the answer to that, but
no, I know that.
I hear what you're saying for sure. I think just to like pull back the layer for us a little bit more, like I think one of the big things, like one of the big shifts that we made, one was like in order to like be on this journey to flatten our happiness curve was I think you leaving your last job, deciding to, work from home, create your own business. Again, that has its own levels of stress, and we're, working through that as well. But making that like decision to be like, no, I want to be home more. I want to have the kind of schedule that I want. Like I want to work less hours because I want to be more with family. And I think for us too, a big part of it was, again, not that like for me, like having kids was this magical thing that made all my stuff go away. Like, but it was more just that, like, I think for me, having children, being a wife and having children was this like clicking into place. Like this was what I feel like I was made to do. And there are, exhausting days and hard days, but like I look at all the other like jobs and roles that I had in life before having kids. And for me being, a stay-at-home mom, homesteading, being a wife, like all those pieces, I'm like, oh, this is what I was meant to do. And I'll add on top of that, I briefly mentioned it, but I feel like moving on to land and having a yard and space and being in nature more and just kind of owning that part of my story and who I want to be. Like I always felt like, I always felt embarrassed. Like I shouldn't have this fire in me to like want to be like a farmer. I don't know why, but I was like almost ashamed that I wanted that so bad. And now that we've like pressed into that, I'm like, man, no, that's just like how God made me. So there's all these pieces I felt like for me that clicked into place. Anyway, just I'm reflecting on that and just, it's like, it wasn't like one magical thing, but it was like all these little like gadgets like clicking, Yeah.
I think that's great. I think things that we did that were kind of more that you did were things like leaving your last job and being
Mm-hmm.
full-time at home.
Mm-hmm.
For me, leaving my business now started as a side hustle. And so it was not the go all in, burn the boats.
Yeah.
It was, I've already been doing this for a couple of
Mm-hmm.
years. I just have never tried to grow it. So now I'm going to try to grow it
Mm-hmm.
and make it my full-time thing. But immediately it was, there were blessings in COVID because I had already been trying to like move myself towards work from home.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID was like, oh, you have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there was
Yeah.
some blessings in there because I was actually having a pretty hard time convincing the owners that
Yeah.
I could actually get more done and be more helpful and more
Yeah.
valuable. But I knew I wanted that. I knew that would improve our daily life.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with starting a business and then going full time with that and then growing that so that I can work fewer hours and make more money. And then where does that money go? Here again, I think a lot of people, and there's wisdom in this, but a lot of people will focus on like saving for retirement. Of course, that's wise. I'm not.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, when there is also an element of we're reinvesting a lot of our finances into improving our daily life here and now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like a hardcore financial consultant could look at our budget, be like, you guys buy a lot of supplements. I know, because it improves our daily life now.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are getting a milk cow. That's expensive. Yeah. But you know what a milk cow is? A giant savings bank. Because if we ever hit hard times, guess what we'll still have? Milk.
Yeah.
Also, if we really hit hard times, guess what we'll have? Meat from the cow. So it's not just the all of the focus on deferred, like, and even saving and investing financially can get into this realm of like, kill yourself now so you can live later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a financial guru's like mantra. And I disagree because it trips a circuit of like, I don't have to live now. I don't have to take care of my physical body now. I'll take care of it later.
Yeah.
Well, no, you won't, because you won't have much left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I think a lot of our focus has been, how can we improve our daily life now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we have a lot of conversations like around that focus of like, okay, today was hard. Well, is there something about how we're living our daily life that we need to tweak or change?
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, today was hard, I can't wait for the weekend. Or today was hard, I can't wait for our vacation.
Right.
It's more like, well, what about today made it hard? And is that a pattern that needs to change?
Yeah.
Or change for a season? We talk a lot more in terms of like here and now.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I don't think people talk like that.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
And I think we're weirdos in a good way.
Weirdos in a good way. I love that. No, I think that, again, just to like highlight that for people, like, okay, man, where do you start? Like, where do you start?
Yeah.
How do I start doing this? Because I don't like my daily life. If you're wondering this, I think that is a really good place to start. Not like let's try to change a million things all at once, but like, let's look at the day to day and find a few things that are really easy to change. Like, we need to go to bed earlier. Like that, we should probably change right now. like, how would I feel better? I would probably sleep more. Or like, let's watch like some less television and have more time to connect at night or whatever. Finding those little things, and then I think what that does is when you're improving your daily life, then you can see the bigger picture things. Then you can start dreaming. Then you can, because you have more space that you've just created, more margin. Again, I think that that's a really good place to start, is just like, let's look at the day to day, like, or even just not even like the day. Let's look at today. Let's sit down and say, what went well today? What was hard? Is there something I can change about tomorrow, literally tomorrow? And just start with that, I think. Yeah. What would you add to that?
I think the thing that's been most helpful for me is beginning with the end in mind. And you might not even 100% know what you would want. You hit on it earlier, and I wrote this down. I used to say all the time, I don't want to go on trips to nature. I want to live in nature.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I don't want to go on a hike or a backpacking trip. I want to have a house that's surrounded by nature and I just walk outside and I'm in it. Like, I don't want to go to it. I want to live in it. And that's kind of the mantra of like, I don't want that to have to be a thing I look forward to. I want it to be my normal. So I knew I wanted to work from home, but the time between knowing that and actually doing that, it was years.
That's good.
But I do think there's power in like, that is what I'm going for.
Totally.
And just let it be. I tell this to my clients all the time, especially when they have like a person that they probably shouldn't have hired, or they created a position they should never have created. And I just tell them, sometimes wait till the person who's in that position leaves on their own and then close it. You're waiting kind of, but you're keeping your eyes open.
Yeah.
For like,
it's a proactive stance.
I want to work from home. Okay. An opportunity presents itself and I just make sure I capitalize on that opportunity.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to beat down all the doors and do it all tomorrow.
Right.
It's like, I just know I don't like the commute. So I'm going to start researching ways or see if I can work 1 hour a day from home or 1 day a week from home, or maybe even just pitch it as a trial, whatever. I'm using that one thing as an example, but I knew I wanted that long before I actually got it.
Totally.
I knew I wanted to live in nature long before we had this land. And already we're like, we want more.
Yeah.
Because part of what we want is margin and space.
Yeah.
And that there's a quiet that being in nature means to me. And I want that to be our daily life. And it's not yet.
Yeah.
But I'm not like gnashing my teeth. I'm just looking forward to it.
No, that's good. That's probably for like women out there that are wanting, or women or men, like husband and wives, like maybe one of you is like, I want to stay home, and maybe you're on dual income right now. Yeah. This is just one side note that I feel like we've seen the benefits of. I think there's this misconception that 2 incomes equals more money equals ease. But I think me stepping back and deciding to quit my job and focus on being at home it's been really amazing to see actually how much, not just from the financial side, but I think just in every dimension, it's been better for us, including like we often talk about how, again, creating space has created opportunities for me to like work on certain projects, like getting our woods logged, which was like $100,000 project that like for us, $100,000 in income. And I never, ever made that much working ever. And I have the bandwidth to do those things. So again, this is more of a side note encouragement for those of you that are like, man, I still work. And I want to be at home. This has been one beautiful thing that, again, flattening the happiness curve for us has opened up all of these doors for me to like pursue things, or like, I don't think we would have gotten chickens because I don't think I would have had the bandwidth, or like it would have been like, there wouldn't have been enough time to research and build and do all the things. So, so that's just one side note that I feel like we've really seen the benefits of.
I think that's a really good word. As I wrote down that right before you said, since you quit your job, I'm pretty sure you've made more money than I have. Because you had the bandwidth to go pursue opportunities, the bandwidth to learn about them, pursue them, make them happen. And that's happened not once, but a couple times. So I can almost hear when I say like, think about what you want and just hold it in your mind. I don't mean that in a woo-woo way. I mean, like, when you specify what you're thinking of, what would be the ideal? Work from home was the example I gave earlier. When you specify that, you recruit your brain to start scanning the environment to find the little cracks that you could get through. One of the biggest challenges I see is that people think that they are realistic and they're not. I wrestle with this with my clients all the time, where I say, well, this is what it will take. And they say, there's no way. And part of me is like, I get it. And part of me is like, I'm sorry, have you tried it? I'm sorry, have you done this before? Because I have. And between the two of us, only one of us is actually being realistic. But when I say like, oh, I would like this, so often people will just almost knee-jerk reaction, like, well, we can't do that. We're dual income. We can't go down to one income. Have you tried?
Yeah.
Also, we did. And I just told you, Christina has made us more money than me. The like knee-jerk reaction, or I'm just trying to be realistic. Like, I just don't think that's possible. I think we give ourselves a little too much credit. If history has taught us anything, it's that humans are terrible at determining what's possible. We're really bad at it. So I get it. And also, don't take yourself so seriously. You're not a very good judge of what's actually possible.
Yeah.
And you might be surprised, especially once you clarify what you're looking for. You might be surprised at how many opportunities just like float past you. And you're like, I didn't even notice that before. But I just saw, this opportunity float by me. Literally 2 days ago, I saw a post on Instagram, and now with where I'm at now, I saw the post and I just like, man, if I could go back, I would want to work for them. With where I'm at now, I know I could get a job with them if I wanted to. I know I could, but that feeling, that perspective of possibility, like I could make that happen. Like I could figure out a way. When we clarify what we want, when we clarify what would improve our daily life, you will likely be surprised at how much you can do to make that possible. But if you've never tried in any capacity, of course, you're going to feel like, well, that's just beyond my reach.
Yeah.
Today, maybe, but what about tomorrow or the next day?
Right.
And just encouraging folks to take themselves a little less seriously. You're probably a terrible judge of what's possible.
Yeah.
And just hold a space for that.
Again, it's about creating space for what's possible. But, and I think there's a lot more space and grace and beauty out there that I feel like can be there if we look for it and we have that space. So again, this whole idea of flattening the happiness curve is really all about, again, creating that space for beauty in your lives, to love your everyday life. Because if you love your everyday life, that love of your everyday life is going to seek out, or it's going to spill out into joy, and it's going to spill out into loving people better. I feel like it's going to spill out into better health for you and your family. Because if you hate and dread your every single day, you're going to eat probably crappier food, and you're going to watch more television, and you're going to make poorer choices. And so it's people might feel like, oh, this is so selfish. I should just like enjoy what I do or force myself into it. And I think I felt that for a long time. Like, oh man, I should just find a job that's whatever. And I just nothing ever clicked until I became a mom. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is like what I was made for. And I think because of that, like there's more space to love people, and there's more space to have health and to heal. And so again, it really isn't a selfish journey to do this, because you hear that whole like idea of happiness. I think this version of flattening the happiness curve actually leads to some joy. It's not just about happiness. It's about like creating more joy for people too. And I think we need a lot more joy in this world. Yeah. I think everyone has that innate thing inside of them. Like for me, it's like being a wife, mom, homesteader, homemaker lady. Like that's just now who, like, this thing that God put inside of me to do this stuff. And Michael has his own version, and all of you out there have your own version. So like that's what it's about, is like stepping into that fullness that you were created for, really. And that's not at all selfish. That's actually what the world needs. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a flat happiness curve is joy.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost define it as that. Somebody who's happy they're all over the place, but like that steadiness that a flat happiness curve implies, to me, that is joy. That is also, I would say, a pretty good definition of flourishing. Like a person whose normal day is their best day.
Yeah, that's good.
How is that not the same thing as flourishing? And if you're flourishing, you're going to show up as a better husband, father, wife, mother, coworker, business owner, whatever. If you are flourishing, you're going to radiate that out, and the people around you and whatever you create, the children you raise, the business you build, whatever
Yeah.
is going to flourish.
Yeah. Love it. So good.
Setting things up so that you flourish is never selfish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, and amen.
Thanks so much for joining us today for our conversation on flattening the happiness curve.
We hope you found it both helpful and encouraging. And if you like this episode, we would love it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's a great zero-cost way to support this podcast.
You can also find us on Apple and Spotify. Leave us up to a 5-star review. One of the beautiful things about the world we live in today is you can help us flatten our happiness curve by liking and subscribing.
We look forward to connecting with you again soon. Thank you so much for joining us as we seek to live a more home-centered life.